Today I'm doing something that I've never done before. I'm finally replacing my stock earbox with a pod filter. I'm not a professional mechanic by any means, so if you're also scared of working on your own car, this video is for you. And we will find out together how much sound it actually adds. So first I'm going to go over what you'll need for this. So I have just a generic universal multi-fit pod filter. You'd want it to fit your induction size, so whatever size hoses you have already, just measure those and use it to fit. Mine is a 3-inch. I have got a multi-fit which goes from 76 to 100 stacks in the inside, where you can pull them out to fit it on the bigger side. And this was only $45 from Super Cheap Auto. All the other ones I've seen were about $70 to $100. It is ideal to use a better pod filter. The most important thing you need is a MAF adapter to adapt your mass airflow sensor housing to your pod filter. So find one that matches your car. It took me 3 tries to find one for my Primera. You'll also need some hose clamps to clamp them together. You need a hose, and the last most important thing is stabilizing the pod filter. You can't just have it waggling around because it becomes loose. It also may fail a warrant of fitness. You need to find factory holes on your chassis for you to screw a bracket or some sort to hold it in place. We'll figure that out together. And yeah, obviously you need tools, so whatever size bolts, nuts you have on your car. This one isn't very good for tight spaces, but this one is much better for tight spaces. You can also use a handheld wrench, which means we can get on to the next step, which is actually putting this thing in. So step 1 of that is removing your factory box filter setup. I will show you how I do that for mine. Everyone's car will be different. Here we are in my engine bay. As you can see, my factory stock box filter is attached here with the MAF sensor connected here. I'm going to leave that area there. The problem I'm facing here though is I cannot just remove that and put a pod filter on. The temperature sensor underneath my coolant 𝐒𝐤𝐤𝐷𝐵 will send the wrong signals to my ECU. So
basically I have to just put it in there so it's getting the right temperature that is going into the engine. So
I'm going to get those off right now. You may have to remove your MAF sensor plug just to get clearance to the bolts. Those are my mounting bolts, so I've got 3 about 10 mils in there that I need to remove. Basically it just slides out there, there is nothing really holding it together. So it actually just slid off, which is fucking perfect. I need to just creep behind the wheel liner and just take off 1 bolt to get that out. I've actually just realised that there may be not a sensor in there, so if there isn't, that means I don't need to drill a hole, so that is really good. So you can see what I'm talking about inside that 1 bolt there that's holding on to this. You will need a screwdriver as well, just to take off the bumper clips. And now we have all of our old factory air filter parts off our vehicle. Okay, now so we're going to put in the pod filter. Doesn't look like there is much space, but I'm going to see if it fits. If not, I'm not going to use it, but we'll just see how it goes. Yeah, so I am not going to use this because it is just not allowing enough room at the front of my pod filter. It's almost hitting the ground there, so I just don't want to add that. So we'll just see how it goes. Later on, I can always remove this section to bring it all back. To attach it to this, I need the adapter. The adapter comes with a gasket and the male adapter to insert the filter over. Sandwich the gasket between the adapter and yeah, see how that fits. I'm using the same bolts that were on the factory housing, nicely. So the thread was on the cabin side of it, so all I have to do is just put a nut on each 4 of those threads. And I've got the serrated bit so it keeps it nice and tight. You'd want to make sure that it's the right size and thread. If it's not going on, then it's obviously not the right one. Okay, I think that's fine, it's just a small gap. I can put some tape over it anyway. Next thing to figure out is the bracket. I'm going to have it hooked onto the hose clamp. Basically I'm going to put this on there, so I need to line it up. It can be bent to whatever angle you need it on, but it doesn't reach quite enough, I'm not sure, so yeah, I don't know about that one. Now I'm going to tuck this on. Basically just slides in there, to tighten it you just tighten the hose clamp there. I've got my pod filter, I'm going to slide it on here. Yeah, and that's actually good to realize that I put them that way, because if I put it that way it'd be actually kind of hard to tighten it. This is where you can get the most clearance that way. I'll tighten this up. So I'm gonna get a flat head because that's actually the worst head for that. So yeah, that little screw there is what I'm talking about. So I'm just gonna try tighten these. So I just wanted to check if it was destroying the matte plastic, but it's not, it's all good. So now that that's on there, we can put the bracket underneath. You can also plug the sensor back in now. So the bottom side there, I'm going to hook this under, so it kind of sits like that. You are actually going to have to loosen that again. So you want to slide it under there. Once I have that there, you want to attach this up first. Maybe if this bracket was a little bit longer it would work, but unfortunately I'm just not getting like enough. It's just... Okay, so with my camera about to die, I'm just going to show you what I've done. I couldn't fit the bracket in that original spot that I found. I have attached it to one of the bottom box filter screws. That is perfect. It is on there nice and tight now. It is not going to bounce around more than that. Plugged everything back in. Now it is time to start it up. Here we have the pod filter all installed now. Made sure it's nice and tight, as tight as I can get it anyways. I've reconnected the negative terminal after waiting 15 minutes for it to reset. Completely disconnected. And now I'm going to turn the key and just let it idle without touching anything, turning off the accessories for another 15 minutes. So let me go do that in the car now. Now it's time to take it for a drive. Make sure that you drive normal conditions. Make sure you get to do a variety of road conditions like stop, go, get a feel of everything. It's already loud. And now that I've taken it for a drive, it's fully relearned, it's functioning. Yeah, that's basically my first mod complete. I just realized as well that it doesn't actually, can't really hear it when it's just revving in neutral, so I'm gonna have to just set up the camera and drive past the camera like a couple times. It's not really as deep in first gear, I don't know why, tell me why, that would be great, but really, really good. So you just have to imagine it without the big giant whooshing, because it just wasn't there before and it's a whole new sound, so very good.